Please.
Let's do this, brother.
Was it Trailer Park Coffee? Redneck Coffee? I can't remember what I call it. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame lounge. Feels great to be here, guys. I tell you what, I don't know about the vibes here. I feel a little mixed vibes, but my personal vibes on 1,000.
Really? Because you're here and the vibes are not great here.
I don't radiate.
Are you keeping the vibes to yourself?
Yeah, they are, but they don't radiate, man. They have no influence on anyone. It's really tough. We're presented by DraftKing Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR. The man over there in the tie-dye Outcast sweater, crew neck, he's going to be handing out some winners for you. He didn't wear that shirt to give us losers today. He's going to bring the winners.
Let's make that money, baby.
I love it.
Dev's vibes are good.
Repping Ithaca College's best Frisbee, what is it called? Frisbee?
Ultimate Frisbee?
Ultimate Frisbee team. It's Brennan Vogt.
The only one Ultimate Frisbee team we have. Good to be back, fellas. Missed the show, missed the people, missed the vibes. Ready to dish out these game notes, ready for a Thrill Barton night, perhaps? Woo! Fingers crossed.
I think we might get one. Over here, I got D-Line Co. You guys know him as Eric.
So I can't help but notice you went in sort of an odd pattern. Are you saving me for last or
skipping
I forgot
over?
about
skipping
you.
over
I
me?
completely forgot about
I thought
you.
it might be that. That's unfortunate, but I'm glad to be here, mainly for Dev and for Brendan. And guys, just to pull the curtain back, I like to do this every now and again. Adam is drinking a Diet Mountain Dew. We don't know what's going to happen. I told him it's a school night. He does not care. He's thrown caution to the wind. Who knows? Let's get weird.
Redneck coffee, baby. Let's do it. But with no sugar.
Oh.
Sugar's where they get you. No sugar. Just
That's
sweetener.
what makes it bad for
That's
you.
what makes
Without
it bad.
that.
Yeah, it's healthy. Guys, the Nuggets are without their king, our king, the Emperor. The king. They're without him tonight. Makes for a more interesting game in some way. I mean, I think Denver's just going to smack the hell out of this Pacers team, who I have described as the most average team in the NBA. If you go through and look at the Indiana Pacers, they are average in offense. They're average in defense, average rebounding, average at every little stat you go to, they're like 16th.
I'll tell you, as a man who is of average male height, that got exactly the same score on my SAT between English and math. Average is not the worst. You can make it work.
Hey, mediocre ass.
This is the Eric Weedham of basketball. But it makes it interesting. I mean, look, the Nuggets enter this game without three. They have three max players on the roster, none of which will play in tonight's game, and we are 10 games into the season.
The max it's the max for the minimum.
That's what we're gonna do. But honestly, I'm interested for tonight because. I mean, we've wondered what the Nuggets. Jokic is on a 200-game consecutive streak that's being snapped. Nobody can keep Jokic from playing except for the league office. They keep him one game. So I'm excited for that. We're going to talk about Jokic's Q score, which is through the roof right now, guys. It's so funny. 2 days removed from the incident, and honestly, couldn't it be going better? Couldn't be going better, honestly.
There's a winner and a loser.
There's a winner and a loser, and honestly, the winner is like so much bigger than anybody could have anticipated.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
You just would anticipate that he would get this type of love and attention across the world.
It's hilarious.
For winning the MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did
awesome.
We get to all the awesome things he's ever done, and we're like, what did it take to win everyone over?
To crumple a Morris brother.
Everyone hates the Morris.
All of a sudden, you're everybody's hero and favorite
Really,
player.
come to think of it, that is like as soon as Paul Millsap stood up to the other Morris brother.
I know. I am running for office. My platform, no more Morris twins. I think I'm going to win.
I'll vote for you. That's it. I'll vote for you.
We're also going to do power rankings. That'll be quick and then bets. But let's start with game notes. Vogt, you were speaking to Michael Malone just mere moments ago about tonight's game.
You mentioned Jokic, and I know a lot of people's thoughts immediately go to, I wonder what Jokic is up to tonight. Well, we got an answer.
He's not watching.
He told Michael Malone he'll be watching the game at home with a glass of red wine. Inspired by jealousy, Malone responded, I hope your baby has a bad case of diarrhea.
Wow. I like that Malone also wanted to take tonight off.
Yeah, that's what Malone
What if
wants to
Malone
do.
load managed tonight? He's like, Yoke's not there. I'm not going to look bad.
Jordy.
No, actually, to be honest, I'm pretty surprised Dev is here. He made it pretty clear he wasn't going to be on any of the non-Jokic games.
Well, I thought it was going to be a lot more, and I thought that the vibes were going to be down. And then I seen one game, and I said, you know what? That's a win. That is the win right there. Let me go celebrate with these guys.
All right, awesome. So do you think he'll be... By the way, we have a playback today. So right after this, you guys join us over
That's
on
right.
Playback where you can watch the game right alongside with us. While we talk about it, we're also having the great Caitlin Cooper on from Indy Cornrows, one of the
She's
best
so
around.
good.
She's so good. She's going to join us for halftime and a little bit into the third quarter. So if you need that code, DM DNVR Nuggets on Twitter, or if you're a member, go to thednvr.com. We can open it up to a few more people. So like the first, 30 more people will get a link tonight. What else we got?
Malone did talk about the suspension decision on whether or not it was fair. Quote, fair or unfair, it doesn't really matter. The penalty was handled and delivered by the NBA. You respect their decision and move on. I think most people assumed he would be suspended for 1 game, and that's what happened. Harrison Wind, colleague at thednvr.com, asked Michael Malone about his memorable interactions with the Jokic brothers, which is now a Twitter account that you can and Harrison did in this tweet. Malone recalled the game from 2015 when Jokic and Tyson Chandler got into it. Quote, all of a sudden I saw this mountain of a man running down the stairs towards the court. It's such a close bond. Brothers protect each other.
It's funny. I have a brother, and I don't think he... Like, I've had some bad things happen to me. Haven't heard from him.
Yeah. Didn't even check in.
He lives in this city, Denver.
Not even a text. Predictably, we don't have starters yet, so...
You don't have that note, do you?
No, I don't have that note.
Okay. It should be interesting. Like I mentioned, Indiana they're just so average. I mean, they are 3-7, but they're actually better than that. The one thing I'll say is they're better than that, what their record indicates. And if you do some of the strength of schedule, SRS or stuff like that, they're the 15th best team. They're just so average. Here's our starting lineup tonight. We've got Dos Verdes. We've got Aaron Gordon, Will Barton, Monte Morris. Look, there was no lineup you could have put out right now that I would have been like, oh, perfect. Like that. So I don't love it, but what were you gonna do?
Can you pull those back up? Can you pull that back up, Kelly? I kind of missed it. I'm off my game, guys. I'm feeling a little... Yeah, Dos Verdes was...
Well, literally, the only change from last time is that Jamichael made it in instead of Nikola.
That's true.
That's
yeah.
a very big change.
That's a pretty big thing.
Well, I don't feel like it was a strategic change, so it's just sort of a league-mandated one.
Yeah.
So who is the center in that group?
Well, it's the same as the second unit, right? I mean, who knows? Like,
Right.
I think Jamichael Green probably guards the bigger player. I don't know, man. That lineup, man, is kind of...
This could be fun.
and by the way, Indiana plays 2 bigs all the time.
And real good bigs. At
Yeah,
that.
real good bigs.
That's
Oh, yeah, dude. We should make sure you bet on Miles Turner tonight.
You think he's the one? See, I think Sabonis
Sabonis does whatever he wants.
because Miles Turner is kind of a stretch. Like, he still plays stretch. So, but
Well,
Sabonis
he's just
is like a
he's-
bruiser.
It's true, but he's like much bigger than both the Verdeses.
This game would be interesting, but you know what? You could run them. I am curious. Who's the guy that you're most interested to? Because everything's different. So,
Sure.
Dev, who's the guy you're most interested tonight that they get to play a different role?
Will Barton. Like,
The gunner?
it's a kid in the candy shop tonight. Like, it's like, hey, and you know that the conversation, it's up to you to keep us in this. And the person that's
Everyone's
whispering is
Will.
himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say- I was just gonna say,
Just the
Will's like,
Mike
who are you
meme.
talking to? He's like, me.
Yeah.
Will. He's calling himself
Yeah,
Thrill
Will.
tonight. Thrill.
Yeah,
Do it. But also, like, he's been playing the right way for so long that it's good to just have a game where it doesn't matter as much. You get to just go out and just kind of play freely and also step away from what you've been and be yourself. So I really do like that. And he's also the guy that they're going to have to go through, especially with having the ball in his hands. He's going into a situation where he doesn't have another person that he could get it to when times get tough, or also when they just need a bucket. He is the bucket. So William B. Buckets
William
has
B.
to come
Buckets
out.
the third. Let's go.
has to come out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, William B. Buckets the third, Bones Highland, and then when I was on, I did a little guest spot on bets today, and I
Okay.
also.
Nice flex.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
all right.
I mean, that was the whole sentence. I'm done. No, but I said that I think the 3 nuggets that we most greatly impacted are Bones, Thrill, and Jeff Green.
Okay. Jeff Green, yeah, I could see Jeff Green taking a bunch of shots tonight. Maybe something
Yep.
happens. I will say this. The vibes will be great if they win this one. I mean, like,
Oh,
it's
man.
like a win-win for the Gipper kind of thing. Like,
Sure.
win-win for the Joker.
Sure.
They go out and do this one. It's like, oh, hell yeah, let's get a streak going. You know what? And then Friday's a party at the Ball Arena.
And I mean, we spent 2 days talking about the incident, but they're coming out. They earned some goodwill and some equity with the biggest win of the season, right? So they come out and they play well tonight without Jokic. Could be just what the doctor ordered in terms of turning the old vibe train around. That's not an expression.
It's not, yeah, but you know what?
You don't turn trains around either. No, I think
So that's the game tonight, guys. I don't know if you guys are getting fatigued. We got to move on to our next topic. We're going to get to turn the page here very quickly, and I can't wait for it. But this is probably the last day of kind of keeping this story alive. Here's the turn of events. So the event happens Monday. It's a very somber winner's lounge, right? We're very concerned he's going to be thrown out. I famously said 5 games. By the way, thank you to I say famously because I want to thank everybody who reached out to tell me what an idiot I am. You guys were all correct. I was an idiot. I was off by
You're welcome.
4 games.
I know,
so
right?
thank you.
What? You were what?
I was off by 4 games.
No, what'd you call yourself?
An idiot. Yeah, an idiot.
What?
You guys are as bad as the people in my mentions. This is terrible news.
We were in your mentions, bro.
It's a bunch of burners.
That was
It's just
my
you
burner.
guys.
Just us.
But so here's the funny thing. You shift from that. That night, a lot of people were like, oh, man, can't believe he did this, or that. I feel like as more angles came out and more information, and also as it turned out that Markieff Morris is fine.
Yeah,
I thought maybe he's seriously injured, needs time. As it turns out, he's just being a little wuss and a complete whatever. Then you get to sit back and be like, okay, now I'm not worried about talking about the guy that's a wuss, and then we find out he has a broken neck, and now I'm worried that I'm canceled and this or that. Everybody has, if it was Markieff Morris over here, Jokic over here, the first night, it felt like the median was right here. The next morning, it was right here. Right now, people couldn't be more in Nikola Jokic's corner, so much so that I weirdly feel, Vogt, like this is the watershed moment where Jokic is finally in the club.
Dude, it's a Q score bump, and I know that might
Not just
sound
a bump,
like a boost. I know maybe I know not everyone, a lot of people's perspective on this is look, there doesn't have to be a hero. That's fine, but the reality is just reading the media room and the social room, he was a winner. He came away. People, I think, have more respect for him. People feel like he's a guy you can't punk.
You can't punk him anymore.
Punk him.
Chris Dempsey was on McChesney Unchained, one of the podcasts we have. He had a great point today where he said, who was it? Markieff Morris bumps him and turns to walk away.
Of course.
Because in his mind, Jokic was so such a pushover that he didn't have to. A part of this was he's like, dude, I'm not worried about you. And Jokic was like, you better effing worry about me. This is part of the subtext here. And I feel like that was a message that actually was received by everybody. And everybody thinks he's Markieff Morris now as a little punk who's in the wrong and as a little wuss who got folded by this, but also as Jokic as a tough guy, as a leader. It's just crazy how much everybody finally sees Jokic through our eyes.
Yeah, this is like the nerd in high school dating the cheerleader. That's what this feels like. He was a guy that, first off, he's done a lot. He's the MVP of the league, but he's also just been amazing for the last few years. And then for them to not respect him, he's made All-Star games, he's made All-NBA, no respect. He hits a guy that's known as the tough guy. Now he becomes the guy that everyone's loving. And now they're going to go back to talking about basketball. Now you get to see him in a different lens. It's crazy that became the moment that people loved Jokic. And it was great to see so many people back him up.
Everyone.
Every single
person.
Who's
against him? Have you guys seen a single person that is
No, and also even
Miami, Portland, and Philly.
Yeah. Get out of here!
You have to. He owns those places. When you have to say he did something. Of course, you're supposed to say that. You're supposed to defend yourself as just a talking head. You don't want to be the one that's just saying that hitting is okay. We all have said that. Everybody said that. Jokic shouldn't have done it. But now that he did it, there was a reason that he did it.
But I'm telling you, half the people didn't even say he shouldn't have done it. Chuck and Shaq, say what you will about him. There's takes I disagree with this or that, but they are entertaining and they are look, what they say is the loudest in the NBA. Stephen A. Smith, Chuck and Shaq are right there. And they were out here saying, I'm glad he did it. I like this. You do that. And then they also were the first ones to call out Jay Crowder this. He didn't hit him in the back. Markieff Morris bumped him and then turned away. If you turn away, you get punched in the back.
Well, the funny thing was when people would say man, he waited till his back was turned. His back was turned.
Didn't have to wait very long.
Yeah.
There was no wait. He got hit and then went, and the back was turned, as you say, because
we don't have to relitigate it. I really just want to talk about the fact that everybody is on board with it. That there were little check marks along the way of people what was it? Cheap shot? Was it this? And by last night, it was universal. Doesn't matter if it's a cheap shot or not. He had it coming, and I'm glad that he did it. And by the way, now everybody's afraid of him because this dude is about it, as are his brothers. And the Q score has never been higher for Jokic. I can't believe it.
Look, I mean, a lot of the Pantheon stuff, there is some myth building, right? And like you think of the way the Larry Birds got their myth building done.
Oh yeah.
And some of it was the scrapping and the fighting and people learning very quickly. Oh, if I challenge this guy, he's not going anywhere. And there were a lot like. I saw people sharing the Kareem clip of him throwing the punch, and it's gonna hilariously. This might be the thing that allows some who had him on the bubble to think of him as like one of those dudes, and we can start the myth building. And the last point. Here's the other thing that changed. I think the way this was talked about, the tone this was talked about in. This came at the very end of Jokic slicing up one of the very best teams in the league, like a middle school basketball tournament.
Bullied him on the court.
Bullied them on the court. Then they tried to punk him because they couldn't beat him, and he punked them right back. And so the optics on this are so overwhelmingly pro Jokic. It's almost hard to believe.
It's hard. It's honest. That's the whole point. It's hard to believe. Jethro and Jenkins, they have the pod, right? They came out today and had the greatest line. He was like, has there ever been an NBA MVP who's his own goon, his own goon? And it's like, usually you have like Jordan, you got Oakley, like he's the guy that protects him. He's like, Jokic is his own goon. He's his own like
Shaq was the last one. Right?
Shaq might have been, but even Shaq not real. Like, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I mean, he was just way bigger than everyone else.
He just was way bigger and everything.
Yeah,
but
that's the point. Like,
but yeah, he's the first one that's like, I don't actually need security. I am security.
I also think like a lot of NBA superstars would never do this because of the sort of PR coaching and the brand management and the whole thing. And I don't know, there is something to this for me where I think of Giannis when he lost his cool and threw the headbutt, and I think of Jokic and I think, wow, the two superstars that really just said F it, willing to risk it all to send a message. Jokic and Giannis, and I don't know if I can put my finger quite on it, but there's something about that I like.
It's incredible, man. Couldn't be higher. Q score all the way up. All right, it's time to go into power rankings here, guys. Everybody's favorite segment, Adam's top 10 power rankings.
Let's
scale.
Yell at
the NBA, man. This has been a week. Guys, I hate to break it to you. The Warriors are number one. I don't know if you guys saw the Andy Liu. There was somebody from, I think, Barstool. Yeah, some Barstool.
Former
Barstool. So Andy Liu, who's like, he's basically like us for the Warriors, you know, like he's actually the Eric of the Warriors.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Yeah, but he's just loud, he's obnoxious, whatever. But he happens to be on
step better.
The way that all of those words followed one after the next got worse and worse for me.
Like no one really likes him. He's fun on the internet. He's like
moron.
Yeah,
it's kind of bullshit.
But he's on a 7-year run of being right about everything, and it's kind of funny. So he says the Warriors are going to start 9-1, and she goes on the little tirade about what an idiot. Well, here they are, 9-1, guys. They're as good as he said they were going to be. The Jazz 8-3. Those two teams are in a tier all their own. The Bulls keep surprising. 76ers about to go way down. Embiid's in the protocol, so he's going to miss a bunch of games. I really hated putting Miami over Denver here. I just had to do it because Denver, like. I felt bad about this. I felt bad. Denver's way ahead. Like, they're the worst record on this whole top 10.
No, I get it. I mean, Denver at their worst has looked. I know they just had the head-to-head win, and that actually does matter. But
screw it. I screwed this up. They're 5. I messed up. I don't know why I have to have the Heat up here just because the record and point differential.
It's a 1-game difference in the record, and they did just smack them without Jamal Porter.
You watch that game. Miami doesn't belong on the same court as the Nuggets. What is this power ranking? Adam, this is terrible. This is worse than your 5-game suspension take. What's going on? Also, by the way, look at the order I have. Memphis, who beat Denver twice, behind Denver.
Yeah, you're just all over the place.
I like that.
Like I said, this graphic is very hard to manipulate. It's very difficult.
You just point out like why we shouldn't believe in this.
This is a terrible one.
It's my favorite segment.
The Knicks, by the way, guys, look at this. Surprise number 9.
No, that threw me off too. I'm just like, what?
It's the Cavs.
They have good wins.
I'm sorry, they're 7-4.
They have good
Evan
wins.
Mobley just really must be doing his thing.
They're 7-4, man. We're at a good enough sample size that it's like, hey, this might be an actual playoff team, at least a play-in team. Are you not buying them? I think they're all right.
I mean, Cavs without LeBron. I don't know. It just sounds crazy. I haven't seen it. before LeBron, after LeBron, I just haven't seen it. So this is a shocker. I don't know.
So I did not put the Dallas Mavericks on there, who are 7-3. They have one of the best records. Now here's the problem: they've been outscored by like 30 points overall. They have the luckiest.
I think
7-3.
that happened in the Denver game.
No, it's even like 3 blowouts. They've been blown out a bunch. It's like they keep winning by 1 point. Luka saves them at the end, but they get smacked. So
No. I have so much respect for you leaving Dallas off this list. You
They're not good.
You know what the Mavericks are not?
Good.
One of the best teams in the NBA.
Definitely not.
Not a chance.
The Washington Wizards, shouts to Wes Unseld Jr. I can't believe I left them off. They're 7-3, but I just had to do it. Also, the Nets and Lakers, who 100% don't belong.
What is this called? Let's call this
Hold
a
it
terrible
back up.
list that Adam put together that we all just then attack, even though it's his own list.
Wow, these power rankings suck.
It's a hard graphic to manipulate, you guys. It's a very difficult. The way it worded, I just wanted to type them out. Eric said you have to doll it up. All right, everybody's favorite moment is here. We're going to really preview this game now. We have a super chat, do we?
Whoa.
All right, super chat. I don't see who. Christian.
Christian.
He says Nuggets tonight sound like the Brooklyn Nets for most of the year.
Most
of last year. 3 max contracts not playing. LOL. Can't wait for the DNVR live watch, boys. So glad I subscried to DNVR. You are the best.
Yes,
Chris,
he
yeah.
put, he
Homie
put
right
an
there,
LOL on his own joke.
LOL.
That's my his own joke.
It's like Harrison Wind every time he makes a
The
joke.
playback's going to be fun, guys. All right. Dev, let's make some money.
All
DraftKing
right, let's do this.
Sportsbook.
Let's do this.
Oh, right.
So, taking a look at the line, it has moved rather significant. It started at -2 for Denver, and there was really no change. I don't understand what they were waiting on. We knew yesterday that Jokic was not playing in this game, so I don't understand the line move. I guess people were just hammering the line. That just has to be what it is. It started at -2. It is now at -3.5. So Pacers are 3.5 point favorites on the road in Denver, which means that's like a 5, really. So, I mean, no one really expects Denver to win this game. I don't expect Denver to win
RK
this
does.
game.
He gave it out as a pick when I earlier today made a spot appearance on DNVR.
He's pandering.
Did you mention that yet?
He's pandering. So, yeah, I don't
Do you
like
feel
that
the
line.
Nuggets odds? Like, what do you think the chances are that they win this one? Because it's not that. I mean, Denver plus 140.
I'm not into it. I really don't
You think
see-
they lose tonight?
Yes, and especially with, first off, those Verdes with against like Sabonis and also Miles
Yeah,
Turner. That's
it's
just going to be
rough.
rough.
That's rough.
Also, there's like they have a really good second unit or mediocre second unit. They're really middle of the pack type team. And Denver without there's any stars, that's just tough for me.
Yeah.
So I'll go over to the player props that I really really like.
'Kay.
Before I do that, is there anything that you like?
Yeah. You want to hear my picks I gave out today on DNVR bets?
Okay.
I gave out Aaron Gordon over 0.5 blocks.
That one, I love it. I
Love that
love
one.
it. It's just
minus
so fun.
155, all tantalizing, all the same. Will Barton over 2.5 threes, plus 110. He's been shooting between 7 and 9 threes for the past like 4 games.
I'm going to parlay this since those
And
odds
then-
aren't that great.
Yes, and then no, that's plus 110. Will Barton.
I know, but the
Okay,
other one was
and then
like
the other one,
-150.
Will Barton over 4.5 assists. He dished out 6 to 7 assists the last 3 or 4 games.
Okay.
And he's going to have the ball in his hands.
And
a
he's
lot
going to
more.
have the ball in his hands.
That is one that has stood out for me. Is Will Barton having the ball in his hands?
Yes.
And they're not going to like put a main defender on him or anything like that. They're just going to play it honest. He's going to be able to like rack those up and just get everyone involved. Also, I just don't think that there's a defensive game plan. You go into the week and looking at your schedule, you know Jokic is there. That's what your mindset is around. Now they have Will Barton as their basically like lead guy. I like the 4.5 assists.
All right. I'm with it.
I've got a parlay too. You want to hear my same game parlay?
I do want to hear that one. That's the one I'm most interested in.
Same game parlay. Aaron Gordon over 12.5 points.
Okay.
Will Barton
Hold on. Aaron Gordon. I mean, you do these too fast. Aaron Gordon over 12. What was it? Will Barton?
over under Aaron Gordon 12.5 points.
Okay. I'm on it.
Will Barton 2 3-pointers made.
Okay. Let me find that one.
Can I
Look
bet
over
on how many
threes.
shots Will Barton takes?
I know, man. That
Can
would
I
be
just
an
create my
easy
own
money.
alternate spread on that?
And then the third pick. And I will tell you, there is a boost today for same game parlays. Make sure that you activate that.
You said 2 3-pointers?
Two plus
Okay.
3-pointers for Will Barton. And the third is Sabonis over 10.5 rebounds.
Oh, boo.
Well, he is gonna
Rebounds.
dominate.
Rebounds.
There's no Jokic.
There's going to be a bunch of rebounds in this game.
And Dos Verdes.
9.5 or 10.5?
Rebound.
I took 10.5 to get the ads up, and then with the boost, it put it to plus 387.
Is this a 50% profit boost?
It's a plus 25% profit boost.
Well, I have a
There's also a
50%
mystery.
one.
Oh, we'll take that, bro.
All right, we're doing it, but I have to bet $50 or more to come in. Boom.
By the way, getting flooded with DM requests here, but keep them coming. If you're looking for that second screen experience, that playback, you don't have the link, hit me up at DNVR Nuggets. I got
Nobody
you.
took a Bones Highland one, huh?
They're not
I
there.
didn't actually get to
Dude,
tell
Nashawn
Mike.
Highland.
Where?
I see assist,
I
2.5.
didn't have that also.
You don't have that?
I was
Let's go
looking for
points.
some Bones stuff,
Do
too.
I have a Bones Highland points? 7.5.
Oh, these are all new. Holy
Bones
smoke.
Highland, 7.5
Is this our
points?
first official bet
Guys,
on Bones Highland?
7.5.
I'm putting some
Bro.
money on this right
Oh,
there.
that's an
easy
Profit
bet.
boost. We're going, baby. We're going big.
See, I was
first off,
let me tell you,
we're
let
going
me tell you
big.
what my bets were, and then I'll tell you what my lock of the night is. First off, Jeff Green, they have it at 14.5 points. How in the hell?
I don't know, man.
What-
I don't know.
what-
Like, that's my same thing. I was like, oh yeah, Jeff Green, and then I looked at it. I was like, what? No, I'm not.
Why would he be 14.5? Under. I'm going to go under on that. I like Barton. He's an effort guy. Like, that was a part of mine was the assist. He also has 5.5 rebounds. I just think he gets it done.
He gets it done.
My lock before I just heard a new lock was TJ McConnell over 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's way too easy. He's been putting up like 18 points, 7 rebounds, and like 5 assists. So I don't know why it's so low. And he's gonna play a lot against this group. That's a lock for me.
I
But
can't believe how many bets I have on
Bones
this game.
Highland.
Completely unpredictable.
that one is just in there. Like, that's the one.
So here's the thing. You also can get huge plus money, plus 195 on 1.5 threes. 2 3-pointers. Two
By who?
3-pointers. By Bones.
Oh!
2 3-pointers. You get plus 195.
Okay, I'm so in on
We
that.
got edit. You know how fun it's going to be. Okay, guys, we're heading over. We're heading over to do the playback right now. It's going to be fun because guess what? We got some crazy things to be rooting for. I can't wait. Bones
So
Highlands player props
So
are
This is
here.
actually going to be a fun game.
Oh, I hope you guys are in on it. Look, this is how tonight's game. The reason I have so much money in tonight's game is because, this game's going to be weird.
Because you should call that number.
Because it's going to get weird. So I'd rather have some weird things to be rooting for on the side. Head over to the playback, DNVR Nuggets. If you guys want to try to get in on this one, don't forget, sign up as always. You always get first crack at all of this stuff. We've had some people in there. We're heading over. Studio B.
Let's
We'll see
go.
you over there.